2 episodes in, and this show is already taking the fans of the anime community by freaking storm. This show has risen to trending, to through popularity. Everyone's talking about this show. Everyone's talking about all the good things about this. Everyone's scared. Everyone's excited. And of course, everyone's still trying to avoid those goddamn spoilers. Hello everybody, my name is Kudo-Khan, and this is something I've been wanting to do a video on for the past week, but I never got a chance to. But then episode 2 came out, so I thought, you know what, screw it, let's talk about both episodes. So let's go ahead and get all these intros aside. So if you liked the video, be sure to like them below, comment, let me know what your thoughts are on Tower of God, and of course be subscribe if you're new to the channel. And with that being said, let's begin this review. So Tower of God, both 2 episodes have been released, and all this is coming from a guy who's only read about 16, 17 chapters of the webtoon. Yeah, I'm nowhere near to the greatness that is waiting for me of this show. And I've been doing my damnest to stay away from polls and Tower of God discussions and Tower of God reviews. I always make sure to check the titles of the Tower of God anime and webtoon reviews. I always check the title to make sure it says spoiler free, or if it has spoilers, that way I don't get spoiled, because everyone's saying that this is an anime that you shouldn't be getting spoiled of. And there have been just so many anime out there that have been spoiled for me, and Attack on Titan being another one, which everyone's been talking about a bunch of times. Now, I didn't really get spoiled, but I've been giving... People have said it so much. In fact, one of my friends who's read the manga has told quite a bit to me. It's at a point where there's I'm not exactly spoiled. I don't know what the character's gonna do, but I'm at a point where I'm gonna be expecting what the character's gonna do. I'm not gonna say anything, okay? Because I don't really think I would call it a major spoiler, but I'm pretty sure I don't want to give you guys anything, because I want you guys to be able to experience these things without spoilers. And if I do say spoilers, like I did in my B-Stars anime review, click right there if you want to, then I will be sure to title it with heavy spoilers. So, all of that aside, let's begin the Tower of God episode 1 and 2 review. Now, first things I want to talk about is that opening. Wow, that opening. I reacted to the opening, actually. Yeah, you can click that right there. And it is so different to what I'm used to. You have, of course, a picture. It starts off with this panning shot of I want to say a landscape that we're not at all familiar with, and then we get a panning shot as well as it goes up, and it sees this eagle flying up to the sky, and then all of a sudden we're cut to the title card, Tower of God. Which, there are actually 2 versions of it. I like the Korean version a lot more because of the way the title card's set up. It actually looks like a tower. Both Korean and Japanese, the way they're sung, I think they're both amazing. I just like the Korean one more because it has a cool title card. It's just shaped like a tower. It looks cool. But yeah, the opening, spectacular. Now the ending. I think the ending song is just as good, if not maybe even better than the opening song. And, it goes well with the tone of the show. I just think it does. And, but something that they both have in common is that they don't reveal much of anything visual-wise. And I like that. I really like that they don't reveal much of anything at all, because, people are talking about all these, twists and stuff that's gonna happen, there's so many spoilers and stuff. I'm trying my damnedest to stay away from it, saying that the people are just saying that this is a God's tier series of a webtoon, and that you should just try and stay away from discussions. Just try and watch the show without looking down the comments or anything, just nothing at all. And that's why I love this opening and the ending, because like they don't reveal too many things visually, and you know how like in openings, like for instance Black Clover openings, which yes, they are god tier openings, don't get me wrong, but they do reveal quite a bit for us to expect on what's gonna happen. They do reveal quite a bit in the openings. I think a good example would be like opening 10, which we do see a lot in both versions actually, version 1 and 2 and version 3. Like they reveal a lot of things that we should expect. But in this opening, it doesn't reveal much of anything. In the opening, we see Bomb going through like all these. Just like we just see him like all through all this pain and suffering. Like it's basically telling us we're going to be expecting him going through a bunch of trauma while he climbs at the tower, but it doesn't tell us what he exactly goes through. It's a bunch of like things that are like symbolizing what he's going through, but we don't. It's not like a clear message as to what he's actually going through or what is actually happening as he's going through this trauma. And the ending is kind of the same way. Well, the first ending that we got in the first episode was just credits. The second episode in the ending, we saw visuals of Rachel lying down, in which that is also symbolizing something. Like maybe she had to endure so much to get to where she was, and like we see her just like kind of like laying down. She looks up and then she like crawls back down, looks back down again to the ground, and like that. I guess that's kind of a way of saying that she's just endured so much pain that she just can't take it anymore. And then whenever like there's this shot of like a bright sunshine just shining down on her, and I'm guessing like when she looks up at it, she looks over to the camera, like kind of like at us viewers, and smiles, which I'm guessing is like, oh, hello, which I'm guessing is kind of like symbolizing a sort of as in like she's endured so much, but she's finally where she's at. That's what I'm guessing is symbolizing. If I'm wrong, please don't tell me if I'm wrong, actually. Don't tell me anything. I'm going to have to like ban comments or something. But yeah, that's how I feel like it's symbolizing. Yeah, I could be right, I could be wrong, but either way, don't tell me. Because I want to be surprised. I want to be surprised by this series. Things that I'm always messing up on is that I'm never surprised. There are a bunch of mystery anime that are tagged mystery that, like, a lot of them that I'm not surprised because I know what's gonna happen because I'm spoiled. In fact, there are only 2 mystery anime out there that have that I have not been spoiled of, and I've been just completely shocked by it. One of those being Mirai Nikki, and the other is one that I'm not gonna mention because I don't want weird looks. But yeah, this is one that I don't want to be spoiled by. This has like a bunch of potential. It's so good. Like people are saying it's just so good, and from what I'm seeing in the anime, it looks like it's going to be amazing. Now, episode 1, we got a lot. We definitely get introductions to Bomb and Rachel. We see that Bomb cares a lot about Rachel. By the way, I should probably put this on. If you have not seen the anime, or if you've not read the webtoon, this is spoilers right here, okay? It is titled, it is looked in the title, spoilers, okay? Be sure you read that. Okay, so, how we start this off is like, the reason, so Rachel, she ends up going over to the tower, but then Bomb all of a sudden finds his way into the tower as well, and he meets, one of our characters named, Hedon, however you pronounce it. Well, how does Korea pronounce it? And what we get is him saying like all of his answers will be answered at the top of the tower, and he takes the test. And the reason Bomb wants to chase after Rachel is because Rachel has done so much for him. She saved him and all this. She's basically like helped him learn all this stuff that he never knew about. And Bomb feels like his life belongs to Rachel. So that's why he wants to save her. And we also get introduced to another character while he's going to try and take the test, which is trying to destroy like a ball. A big black ball while it's being guarded by this awesome looking animated eel. By the way, Toei Animation Films does an amazing job with the animation. All my credit goes to them in my respect. So we end up getting introduced to another character named Yuri. who comes in doing like a drop kicking him. And, and she tries to stop him. She tries to call him, all that jazz. And then eventually, Bomb says that he still wants to do this, and Yuri decides, you know what, since he has a cute face and everything, I'll lend him the Black March, which is a sword, which I'm going to guess is going to play a huge role. I'm not exactly sure if it does or not, but I'm going to guess it does play a huge role because there's a freaking character, okay. The sword is a woman, basically, which it kind of gives me like a Seraph of the End vibe, like how a demon resides in those swords. It kind of gives me that vibe, like, there's something like residing in that sword. And whenever he goes and kind of destroys the ball, one of our other characters, I can't remember his name, damn it, but he basically is Yuri's navigator, I'm gonna guess is what they're called, and he tells Bomb to speak to the sword and or needle. I'm guessing a lot of people are saying it's supposed to be pronounced needle, and he says he needs to speak to it and ask it for strength. And when he does, we end up getting a Shinobu-looking woman emerging from the sword, and she does the same thing where since he has a cute face, she's gonna lend him his strength. I really do feel like Bomb is going to be like getting a harem of girls like as we continue on. I definitely feel like that's gonna happen. Oh, this guy too. I do think that Kun should also be getting a harem as well because that dude looks awesome. But yeah, all that done, the Black March lends Bomb her strength, and they ascend up, and they're able to get to the next floor. And Yuri, I feel like her and her navigator are gonna chase Bomb and try and get the Black March back, as that's mentioned in the end, towards like that halfway point of the episode. And eventually, we get over to the next test, which results people like there's a total of 400 regulars, and they have to cut that number down to half by assassinating everyone else. So then we're kind of like introduced like all these other characters, including Kun, Zoc, and Bomb, of course, and a few others. We're also introduced to the group. This fine looking man right here, this awesome looking dude. Oh my god, I will never get over that face that he made in episode 2. That was the funniest shit ever. So yeah, we're kind of like, we're not really introduced, but more like we're shown all these characters, and we're shown a couple of cool moments of battle, kind of like a battle. It's like a little battle royale that happens, and yeah, that's kind of how it ends with Bomb trying to defend himself, Kun finding Bomb, and we end up also getting Zoc, this alligator guy right here, if you can find him in the thumbnail, who wants to hunt Bomb because of him seeing a Bomb's Black March needle. And now we go to episode 2 where they do the little battle royale thing, and the number's already been reduced to 200. And now, the narrator or something like that, the overseer, I don't know what you want to call her, I forgot what they called her. She says that the number's been reduced to 200, and that now everyone has to find at least two other allies to join up with them if they want to pass the test. And so Bomb and Kun, in another like funny, hilarious scene, is they get Zoc to be their ally, and I love that moment in the webtoon. And the anime, I think they nailed it perfectly. It was so hilarious. So yeah, we all get, and of course, this guy right here in the thumbnail, this JoJo looking, he ends up getting with the two groups, which was the lizard girl and the guy with like two swords. I forget their names, or I don't even think they mentioned their names, or no, maybe they did and I just forgot. I'm gonna have to go back. Don't worry, I'll go back. And I'm pretty sure they'll play important characters as well, because I mean, they're getting a lot of screen time, that's for sure. So we go to episode 2 where they have to do another test where they have to pass, like, I think, what is it called? Like a shinsu? Shinsu? I think that's what it's called. I might be completely wrong. Hang on, let's see if they at all mention it in any of these. Hopefully they did. I think it's called shinsu. But yeah, No, it doesn't look like they do. Whatever. But yeah, I hope I got it right. Otherwise, I'm gonna get a lot of hate in the comments. So yeah, they had to pass through this like I guess like this thing that basically is made up a lot. It has a lot of it. Like the higher you go, and they have to be able to endure this as they go up the tower. And Lero, I think is what it's called. His name's called. He is a fuck. I forgot his name. I forgot what he's called. Basically, he made it up. Ranker. Got it. He's a ranker, and basically that means he was able to climb all the way to the top of the tower, and he is now giving them these regulars a test. Oh, by the way, Bomb is an irregular. So what happens next is he sends this Shinsu out at them, and then all of a sudden it like blows them all back, and then a wall forms, and saying that the only way to pass the test is that they have to go through the Shinsu. But the thing is, it didn't affect Bomb at all. In fact, Bomb was staying in the same place that he was, and he was already on the other side of the wall. And in a funny scene, he says sorry, and he's gonna go back. You know, what I thought they should have done is if they would make, I think that what would make it even more funny is if he actually went through the thing, and then he came back through it again. I thought that would have really been a lot funnier, but still, it was funny nonetheless. So basically, Bomb's already passed the test, and the only way that other people can be able to pass the test is if all their team pass the test. So if only one of their team members pass the test and the other two can't, they're out. They're out. So yeah, quite a few people make it. Bomb learns a little more about the tower and the fact that everyone was born in the tower. There's like a bunch of areas where a bunch of people are and where irregulars were from. And Bomb comes to the conclusion and thinking that him and Rachel were from another world or something like that. Isekai. Basically, he thinks they were isekai by Truck-kun. So yeah, a bunch of people make it through the Shinsu, I'm gonna guess is what it's called. I think is how you pronounce it. Zak and Kun, of course, make it through. And Lero ends up telling Bomb that he shouldn't trust Kun, who, while he's going through that barrier, we see that his suitcase gets caught in the Shinsu. And I think that that's gonna play another huge role. Man, there's so many. I'm so glad I'm watching this, and I'm gonna do my damnedest to stay away from spoilers because it is so. It's really like interesting me. It's like pulling me in so well, and yeah, that's kind of what happens. They all make it through, and we see a. Oh, I should probably mention a few of the funniest scenes I've ever seen. Let's go back to this JoJo-looking dude right up top. This guy right here. Basically, when he's trying to go through, he can't get it through, yet his other two teammates manage to go through, which I also think that they look freaking badass. At first he's able to go through, but then we see a girl who comes up to him and says, a woman like me can only be chosen for this tower. And when she's trying to walk through the barrier, she basically stops. And like she just keeps trying to walk through it. Her head starts to bleed, and it's so funny. But what makes it even funnier is that while she's doing that, we get a shot of this guy doing this. Hang on, let me try it again. That's horrible. But yeah, it's the funniest shit I've ever seen, and this is meme material. This is top tier meme material right here. And I hope we get more of these comedy scenes, because that was freaking hilarious. I hope we get more of him. I hope that he doesn't... I hope he does turn out to be a cool badass character, but I also hope he keeps his funny moments too, because that guy is like... a good comedy relief. Well, of course, Zak is too. He's a good comedy relief character as well. I love all these characters. They're so well made. And we also get a shot of this guy in like a sleep. I think his name is Jotako? I can't remember. Something like that. It starts with a J. Basically, he has this like sleeping bag on him all the time, and he walks through it like nothing. And then when he's through the barrier, he falls back down and just goes to sleep. Like, all right, I'm out. It is so funny. I'm so, this webtoon, I'm glad it's not always serious. I'm just glad, you need to have comedy and sometimes in there as well. And it's hilarious. And there are some parts of the anime where it's, animated just like it is in the panel. The entire thing feels like it's animated just like it is in the webtoon. And I'm glad. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. The animation is amazing. I really do think so. It's like different, but it's so cool. It looks really good. Crunchyroll and Toei Animation Film are doing an amazing job at this. And I can't wait to see other webtoons adapted. In fact, I think a webtoon that I really want to see adapted is one called Home Sweet Home, which is a horror webtoon that I'm reading, and it is the terrifyingest shit I have ever seen. In fact, I turned myself nocturnal just so I can read that because I wanted to read it at night. And let's just say that let's just say that whenever I hear a few noises going on in my room, I'm terrified. It's a great horror manga. But anyways, that aside, Tower of God is an amazing, it's amazing series, and so far I think I'd give it like a 9, 10 out of 10 already. Already, and it's a candidate for Anime of the Year if this keeps up. And I think something that I am really, really looking forward to, but I'm also terrified of, are the fight scenes, like the really good fight scenes. Like, I hope that they are able to nail fight scenes, because I haven't seen like a major fight scene yet in the webtoon, but if they do, if I find a fight scene that they're able to nail it, then I think that's going to define exactly what we're going to expect from the series. Because a lot of people have said that season 1 is like, it can't even be compared to the visuals of season 2 and 3. So I don't really know what to expect, but if they're able to nail these action scenes really well, and if they're able to actually make them look better than the season 1, if they're able to make them a lot cooler in this and like animated, then I think that's going to define over how we're going to feel about this series. That's going to truly tell us like if this is going to be an amazing show or not. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Tower of God episode 1 and 2, absolutely fantastic. I think episode 2 is a lot better than episode 1 because we got a lot more going on, and it's amazing. I think the pacing is pretty good. It's going a little fast, but I think that's pretty good because, like, you know, a few things were just not really talked about a little bit, but I feel like it's going to be talked about later in the future. And yeah, I can't wait for this. Overall, great series so far, and I can't wait till next week for more episodes. And I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and comment. Tell me what your thoughts are on Tower of God. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Bye bye.